Hi friends! Did I tell you about the time that I accidentally completed a fun run? So my route home goes through my local park, and while attempting to cross one of the really thin bridges over the river, I was stopped by a woman carrying a spool of fairy lights and wearing a high visibility jacket which quite matched my own for cycling. "Watch out behind you! The runners are coming!" I turned to see a stream of joggers, all wearing various lights in all sorts of colours, which stood out amazingly in the dark winter's evening. Not wishing to get swept away by this bright parade, I stepped off the path and watched them all go by. After about 15 minutes, the end of the line was in sight, just a few stragglers making up the rear of this dazzling display. I finally made it over the bridge and realised since the path was so full of joggers, I may as well walk along behind them rather than trying to cycle past. As I watched the lights bobbing and swaying up ahead, an old lady marched up beside me. "Oh, isn't that a pretty sight? Look at all the way the lights reflect in the water. My son is in there somewhere. He's probably near the front. I'm sure he knows I'm cheering him on from all the way back here." And she smiled so broadly. "Mind if I walk with you a moment?" I agreed to this plan, as we were going the same way. She kept up her marching pace, so I spread up my stride to keep up, and I'm pushing my bike all the way. We politely chatted while making our way all around the lake, watching the crowd of lights getting further and further away. Soon we reached a pair of people in high visibility jackets, each holding half a large sign which read "Finish Line." My walking companion turned to me. "Young lady," she said in a stern voice, "there's no way I could run all of this race, but I'm sure going to run over this finish line. Come with me." And before I could protest, she grabbed my free hand and her march turned into an unexpectedly fast jog, dragging me and my bike down the last 20 feet of the race. She cheered as she stepped over the finish line, raising her hands like an Olympic finalist, breaking a world record, and waved to a man out in the crowd of runners. Brian, I completed it, and I didn't come last." I realised, as she had dragged me over the finish line behind her, I had technically come last in the fun run, which I wasn't even aware I was participating in. I congratulated her for completing the race and let her get back to her family of runners who were crowding around and congratulating her on finishing the race.